Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made a Wordle AI on Scratch. I know I'm a few months late to this video for reasons I couldn't upload, but the process is actually pretty straightforward and simple. First things first, because I still see debates on this for I don't know why, what is the best starting word in Wordle? It's not that hard to find out. First, all Wordle words are accessible via the website if you just look it up, or you can do inspect element, which is what I'm doing right now. It's very easy to find. You just go to this main JS script, and if you come over here, all the words are displayed right at the end. Now what we want to do is copy it, but not yet, not so quickly, because at the end there's some extra code that we don't need, so just be sure to delete that. Now we can copy our list of words. I programmed a tool on Scratch that allows me to delete every single character that's not a letter. It goes through the entire list one by one, and anything that's like grammar, apostrophe, comma, anything that's not a letter, will delete it. And it will sort each and every word into its own list. Now, how do we determine which word is the best word to start with? Well, I had some ideas. I'm going to be scoring Wordle words based on how many letters are used in every word and which words would eliminate the most information. Now to do this, we need to first convert every single letter into a score point. And the way we do that is very simple. First things first, we need to run through every single Wordle word and count how many times each letter is used. I ran a program to do that. But before we can do that, we also have to acknowledge that some letters are used more than once in a word, and this could mess up the scoring. For example, the third word down, sissy. Sissy contains the letter S 3 times, which it would score 3 times if we were to count up each letter in every word. But in reality, it doesn't eliminate 3 whole words, it only eliminates that one word that just happens to contain that letter 3 times. So what we do is we simply say, if it contains the letter, then we add it to the score and we move on. Now once we have that, the process is tedious but fairly straightforward. First, we take a word, let's say cigar. This word contains the letters C, I, G, A, and an R. We look at our previously scored letters, and we count up each score by adding all of the scored letters together. For example, C was used 1,920 times. I was used 3,589 times. We repeat this process for each and every letter, and eventually we get the total score. And as you can see, when we score our words, this does turn out to be true. Regarding words that use the same letter more than once, we want to make sure to add the score so that we don't repeat any letters. Basically, the word sissy would look a little bit too good if we counted all 3 S's in the score. So instead, every single time we score a letter, if that same letter is used somewhere else in the word, it will just remove it and it won't count it in the score. Sorting this list out, we can find that the highest possible score in the list has a total score of 24,791. In fact, there's 3 of these, and the reason there's multiple is because some words are anagrams. The script that we use to sort out the list, if one by one we sort it and do the same thing to the words list, then we should get all the same words scored in order, and as it turns out, the top 3 words with the same score is arose, aros, and soar. No matter what word you enter, these will all eliminate the exact same amount of answers. In fact, on average, these words eliminate over 6,000 words. In fact, if all the letters in arose or soar or whatever was gray, you would be eliminating 12,395 options, leaving you only left with 577 words to choose from. On to how I actually made the AI. First, I put all the scored Wordle words into one list. Then, after I scored those words, I created 3 separate lists, one for gray, one for green, one for yellow. For this to work, we need to know the position of each letter and which state it's in. If we press the spacebar, we're asked a prompt if we want to add a word. We can type in yes, and as you can see, all the Wordle words will be transferred into this list. Because this list will be modified, this one is fixed. As you can see, the A and the E are yellow in a rows, but the ROS are gray. We type in a letter, and by adding 0 or 1 or 2, we change whether or not the letter is gray, green, or yellow. We don't actually have to enter 0. If we just typed in a letter, it would automatically count it as gray. Our first letter is yellow, so we're going to add A2 to that list. And as you can see, it transfers over, but as an A1. This is because the letters need to know which position it is stored in. So the 1 indicates that it's the first letter. Now we add an ROS, that is all gray. And then we add our last letter, which is a yellow E, and we run it. As you can see, it's going through a lot of options at once. We're eliminating thousands at a time. We eliminated more than 12.6 thousand words, and we're left with only 345 left to search through. Now, I don't even know what this word is, but it's the best next. How do we determine this? Well, we run through again. We take this list of words and we convert that into numbers, and then we sort that list back into itself, and voila! This is the best word that will eliminate the most amount of options in this list. So we go back to our Wordle, we type it in, and we already have some more yellow letters. This is great, because now this should eliminate more information now that we know that it has an L in it. When a letter is added to the list, if it's gray, then it will remove every single word that contains that letter. If it's green, then every single word that doesn't contain this letter in that position will be deleted. And if it's yellow, it's pretty much the same thing. Every single word that does contain this letter in that position will be deleted. This is because we know that if this letter's position is yellow, that means the letter cannot go there, so we remove all the ones from that list. As you can see, our best next word is metal. So let's go back to Wordle, type in metal, we're getting a few greens, and that is the word. That is indeed the word. Metal is the word. We solved it within 3 guesses thanks to the Scratch AI. Using my scoring system, I came up with a way to rank a word by its score. So for example, if we type in a rose, it is number 1 on our list, right? And it actually removes every single anagram. So it won't say that soar is number 2. We already know that it's the same amount of letters, the same type of letters, and it is still ranked number 1. I know that adieu was considered the best word for a while, and actually this is the 506th best word to start with, which is not bad. And what 3 Blue 1 Brown said about the best word being crane, even though he corrected himself, this is actually the 424th word to start with. And just in case you're curious, any random word usually averages you around the 2000 range. So those words were actually considerably good. Thank you for watching my video. Like I said before, I know I was late, but I hope this clears up some confusion. The best word to start with in Wordle is a rose, or soar, or arrows, whichever you prefer. Please subscribe, because I've been meaning to make this video for like 3 months, and I couldn't for reasons. Bye bye.